Hey, good morning. Welcome back to Coffee with Waffles. And Len, it is great to have you here. It's not dark. I'm here early, but not that early. So it's a beautiful fall morning. And yeah, I'm just so glad to be with you. So have you ever seen the movie My Fair Lady and Eliza Doolittle? She says, "I'm a good girl, I am." Of course, I can't do a Cockney accent, but she just keeps repeating all throughout the movie, "I'm a good girl, I am." And there is this need within us to rank ourselves, our goodness scale. Are we good or bad? Are we better than somebody else? You know, they're a bad person, but I'm a good person. And that carries over into our life of faith as well. Maybe you've heard, maybe you've said this phrase, if you were a good Christian, you would do this. Good Christians don't do that. And we have this scale of good or bad that carries over into ranking people, ranking our level of faith. And I just want to say to us today, please release yourself from that. That is such wrong thinking. God does not see us as good or bad as Christians. Yes, there is a scale of growth. We're a new believer. We're an immature believer. We are a maturing believer. We are growing in our faith and our consistency and our obedience. But being on that scale of maturing is not the same as being on a scale of good or better. It's just wrong. And let me explain why it's so wrong. Because when we rank ourselves or measure ourselves on a scale of good and bad, all of a sudden the emphasis and the responsibility is on us. Our works, our efforts, our achievements rank us as being good or better than what we were, or even worse, somebody else. And the only thing we have to be concerned about is God's view of us. And in his mind, we are either saved or not saved, forgiven or not forgiven, redeemed or not redeemed, recipients of grace and mercy or not. It's very binary. It's either on or off. We either are a follower of Christ or we are not a follower of Christ. And in him, he sees us through his son, Jesus Christ, and what Jesus did on the cross for us. We are saved or not saved. We're forgiven or not forgiven. We are a child of God or we're not. And so I encourage you, yes, if you are a follower of Christ, continue to grow and mature. But don't beat yourself up when you are not as far along the journey as you wish you were, or you made some mistake. Oh, I'm just a bad Christian. No. Lean into who Christ sees you as. Lean in who God the Father sees you as. And enjoy the freedom. It's a lot of freedom that comes from not having to live up to works and your achievements and how well you think you're doing, good or bad. Okay? I hope that encourages you. And if you're not a follower of Christ, and maybe that's one of the reasons you're not, is because you always thought that you couldn't be good enough. Please let that go. It's all on God, what he's done. None of it is on you. The Bible says we are saved by grace and not of our own works, so that no man can boast. Made a little bit of changes there, but the principles, we can't take credit for it. It's all God. Have a great day. Bye-bye.